Hey, what's up everyone? November has come and gone, so that means it's time for another Blu Ray haul where I essentially just update the Blu Rays that I've gotten and tell you all about the ones I picked up over the course of the last month. And this is going to be kind of loose November. It's also October. I didn't pick up a ton of stuff in October, but this is going to include October because I didn't do one for October. So it's really just a variety of stuff that I picked up for different reasons. There's going to be Criterions in here, a few Criterions. I didn't pick up a ton, not as nearly as much as I did in July. And there's going to be a variety of other stuff in here that I think is pretty exciting. So, and before we jump in, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below. You can follow me on Letterboxd and Twitter. Those will be in the description if you're interested in that. And without further ado, let's get into the Blu Ray haul. So kicking things off, we have the Burbs. This is a dark. I think this is like a darker, like a kind of like dark comedy with Tom Hanks, kind of like spoof kind of stuff. I haven't seen it. I picked it up because I wanted to watch it on Halloween. I just got too busy and I didn't get around to it. But I am excited to watch it. It's by the guy who did Gremlins, Joe Dante. So I'm excited to check that one out. All right, then we have Deepwater Horizon. This is directed by Peter Berg. It has Mark Wahlberg in it. It's about like an oil rig blowing up or something like that. Something along those lines. Thinking like the Gulf of Mexico or something. I liked the movie Patriots Day. I enjoyed that movie. It's about the Boston Marathon bombings, which is the same duo, Mark Wahlberg and Peter Berg. So I figured this one could be enjoyable. I heard the 4K is also good, and it was only like $8 on sale. I think this was a Black Friday sale. So I'm excited to own this one. Very excited to finally own it and check this one out because I did like Patriots Day, as I mentioned. Then we have There Will Be Blood. Paul Thomas Anderson is a really popular director that I haven't seen any of his movies. He's got a new one coming out this month. So this is kind of like the one people talk about the most. So I figured I would check this one out beforehand. Haven't got around to it yet. Obviously, it's still in the plastic, but I do plan to check this one out this month at some point because I really just want to get into his movies because I really don't know much about him. And before I watch Licorice Pizza, I want to see at least one of his movies. So it's going to be this one whenever I get around to it. So I'm really excited to own that. Then we have some Black Friday deals that I picked up. This is The Green Knight on 4K. I picked this up because I didn't get around to seeing it in theaters, and I heard really good things about it. It's kind of like a King Arthur tale about Gawain, the Green Knight, I believe. I really wanted to check this out in theaters, but it wasn't playing near me, so I didn't get around to it. And that was really a bummer because it looks really good. I'm really excited to check it out. And on 4K, and the A24 slips are always really awesome. Anytime you get their 4Ks or Blu-rays, if you get a slipcover, they're really awesome. They do like the best kind of baseline physical media. Not like collector's editions or anything. Then we have Pig. I pre-ordered this one because I saw the pre-order price wasn't bad. It was like $15. This is another movie that was really popular from this year that I did not get around to checking out. This one has Nicolas Cage. It's about, I think it's something to do with a pig. I'm excited to check this one out. I haven't seen it yet, but I did pre-order this one. It's my third 2021 Blu-ray I own, and I'm excited to check this one out. So that's Pig. And then the next one we have is going to be 10 Commandments on 4K. This is a very random pickup. This was on sale for like $15 or $10. I'm a big fan of like older historical epics. This is more like biblical. But I'm into these kind of movies. This is really long. This is 231 minutes. So it'll definitely be hard to find the time to get around to actually watching it. But I am excited to own it on 10 Commandments because I've heard it's really good. It's really epic. I love these like epic historical movies all on set and everything like that. It's just really like a cinematic achievement, these kind of movies. So I'm really excited to check this one out, and it was on sale, and the slipcover is really cool. Then we're getting into the Criterions I picked up this month. There's a few of them. We have Mulholland Drive. This is the David Lynch movie. I bought Elephant Man last July for the Criterion sale. So I'm probably going to pick up a new David Lynch movie every Criterion sale, and this time it was Mulholland Drive because I've heard this one's really good, and a lot of people say it's his best movie, and I haven't seen it yet, and I'm excited to watch it because, like I said, I heard it's really good, and I'm getting more into these more Criterion type movies. So I'm really excited to check this one out, and the Criterion, just like the cover and everything, there's a lot of cool stuff inside. It's just really nice. It's definitely one of the nicer ones. Then we have The Human Condition. I got this recommended by the Dutch film buff, so shout out to him. Check out his channel. He's awesome. But this is a 9-hour Japanese war film. I believe it's World War II. But I heard these are really good from him, and so I figured I'd pick it up. I really enjoy war films. I really find them very interesting. And this one is definitely a longer one, 9 hours long, at 574 minutes. But I'm really excited to watch it because I've heard it's really good. I really do like kind of slower built stories that really have epic length. Stuff like that always usually works for me. So I'm really excited to check this one out. So that's The Human Condition. Then we have Thin Red Line, another war film. This one's been on my radar for a while because when I first got into Criterion's like a year ago, I saw this one as like a kind of World War II movie about the Battle of Guadalcanal. And I'm big into World War II and the history in general. And so I was really excited to check this movie out because I hadn't, and I heard it's really good. And I watched it, and I thought this movie was just excellent. It's directed by Terrence Malick, who's kind of a popular director. And it just really depicts war at a much different way. It's similar to Saving Private Ryan. That would definitely be the comparison. Not quite as good as Saving Private Ryan, if you ask me, but definitely a great war film that depicts the Battle of Guadalcanal in the Pacific Ocean in the Solomon Islands. So definitely check this out if you're into World War II films. This is definitely a great one. Lots of just incredible visuals depicting war and stuff like that. Just a really good movie. Then we have the Darjeeling Unlimited. This is a Wes Anderson movie. Every Criterion Haul I'm probably going to get a new Wes Anderson movie like David Lynch, because I do like them as directors, and you know, most of their movies are in the Criterion collection, and I'll just slowly go through them. This one's the Darjeeling Unlimited. I was originally going to get the Royal Tenenbaums or Moonrise Kingdom. I went to Barnes & Noble, they didn't have either of those, so I just went for this one, and it doesn't matter. You know, their Wes Anderson movies, from what I've seen, are all similar enough. So it doesn't really matter the order you go through them, and I'm just excited to check this one out. The plot sounds really fun. I read the back, and it just sounds like a fun movie. And Wes Anderson is just always a treat to watch, so I'm really excited to check this one out at some point. Then the last Criterion I bought this month, this is the big one. This was $60 on Amazon, and it was in a buy two, get one sale. So this was a no-brainer to get because this is something I've been wanting to get for a while. I'm a big fan of kung fu movies and martial arts movies, but I've never actually seen a Bruce Lee movie beforehand, so I picked up the Bruce Lee Greatest Hits. This has 5 Bruce Lee movies in the set, and I did get around to watching The Big Boss, which is the first one from 1971. I did really enjoy that movie. I thought there was just awesome kung fu martial arts. Bruce Lee's screen presence is incredible. It choreographs so well. The plot serves the martial arts well, and you just get lots of awesome action that really complements the story. It's just a really good movie to watch. I just had a great time watching. So I'm really excited to check out the rest of these. Bruce Lee, you can just tell he just had it for when it comes to kung fu movies. He just has this screen presence, this like dominating screen presence where he's like really good at what he does. But yeah, this set's really awesome. It has like a magazine that was like folded up on the inside. I took that out because it was like getting like folded, and I didn't want that. But yeah, anyways, this is a nice set. Very cool to own that. Very excited to check those out. Then we have the Babadook. This movie is really good. I picked this up in October to watch it. It's just a really good horror film. It's an Australian horror film. It came out of nowhere back in like 2013, I want to say 2014. I watched it on Netflix before the first time I watched it, and it's a really good like tense kind of slow burn horror film, and I just really have a good time watching this one. And this is like the Scream Factory Blu-ray, but it's not Scream Factory Collector's Edition, but it does have a reversible slip, if you're wondering. So that's pretty cool. I believe I did flip it. I believe it normally has the other side. But yeah, that's really cool. That's the Babadook. Then we have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's been a while since I watched this one, but this is a really good horror film. Really one of the first slashers. It's not as influential as you might think it is from being a 1974 slasher. It's a little bit different than what kind of the normal realm of slasher, but nonetheless, it is a very influential horror film, especially towards the 80s. It is a really good film. The steelbook here is really cool. There's nothing on the inside because usually the Blu-ray steelbooks don't have anything on the inside for some reason. But yeah, the steelbook's like Texas, and then on the back you have like the rest of the chainsaw. Very cool stuff. That's a really awesome steelbook. And I want to get into those movies, and I've heard the sequels aren't very good, but I do want to have seen them all because I just love getting into horror franchises. Alright, now getting to the end of the video. We have The Hunt. This is by the guy who did Another Round. My brother got me this for my birthday because my birthday was in November, and I really liked Another Round. Another Round was my favorite movie of 2020 with Mads Mikkelsen as well, directed by the same guy. And this movie sounds right up the same alley about a teacher and depicting a certain emotional event. So I'm really excited to check this one out. It sounds awesome. I've heard great things about it. It sounds like similar to Another Round enough to a point where I really could enjoy this one. But anyways, I'm really excited to check this one out. It looks really good. All right, next we got a couple of Spider-Man films. You have The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I wanted to watch all the Spider-Man films before Spider-Man No Way Home comes out because I'm planning on ranking them when that movie comes out, and I just hadn't seen this one in a while. Hadn't actually seen this one since 2014 when I saw it back in 2014 in a drive-in theater. I didn't like it then. I just recently rewatched this. I enjoyed it a touch bit more than I originally did, but I still think it's a really messy movie with a lot of things I don't like. I really don't like the look they gave Electro in this movie. He just looks really goofy. Green Goblin looks really rough towards the end, but there are some good emotional moments. And generally, I think Andrew Garfield is a good Spider-Man. He's very enjoyable. Then we have No Way Home. In my Spider-Man rewatch, this is actually the only one I haven't rewatched so far. I actually haven't watched this since the theater back in 2019. I don't remember enjoying this one all that much. It was fine, MCU Spider-Man. It didn't really... It's nothing compared to the original trilogy, in my opinion, but it's still an enjoyable film. I bought this one on 4K. Excited to check this one out. We'll see if I enjoy it more. I hope I do, but I am not crazy about Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I think he's fine. In my opinion, Marvel hasn't done a good job at really exploring Tom Holland's Spider-Man and really letting his character flourish. In these movies, they tried to make them way too much. They cram way too much into the story. So those have been frustrating. All right, then the last two, but I do enjoy the Tom Holland ones. All right, then the last two, we have Zodiac. This is a David Fincher movie that I've been wanting to watch for a while, so I picked this one up. Now, David Fincher is one of those directors where there's a ton of his movies that I haven't seen. He's really popular. He's got so many popular films, but I haven't seen most of them. I've seen Fight Club, Seven, Mank, and Panic Room. I think I've only seen 4, and Alien 3. So I'm really excited to check this one out at some point. Then the last one for the day is going to be Blood Diamond. This is a Edward Zwick movie. I really do like Edward Zwick's directing. He's not a perfect director. He has clear flaws with kind of inserting romance into his movies when it really doesn't need to be there. But he generally does pretty good historical films like Last Samurai or Defiance, which I checked out recently, or Legend of the Fall is a personal favorite of mine. A movie that I really liked as a kid and still do to this day. And this was one I've seen before. I watched it on Netflix and I bought it because I do want to rewatch it. It's about the Sierra Leone war in the 90s, and it picks Leonardo DiCaprio. He's I think he's a journalist. I'm not sure. Anyway, there's a war going on, and the plot just moves on from there. It's a pretty good movie. I remember liking it. I'm sure I'll like it more when I rewatch it. But anyways, that's going to do it for my Blu Ray haul for kind of November, part of December, part of October. As always, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. You can check me out on Letterboxd or Twitter. I always appreciate that. We can talk more movies there. On Letterboxd, you can see me review all the movies I watch, not just the ones I review or I make a video for. And as always, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.